southern France, 1555. Here, a chemist and apothecary named Michel de Nostredame publishes an almanac titled The Prophecies. In it, he writes more than 1,000 four-line poetic verses called quatrains, verses that seem to predict the future.
Michel Nostradamus, at an early age, began having visions. He would stare into the water in a bowl, and he would begin to see visions of what he thought was the future. At the time that he was doing this, seeing into the future was considered witchcraft, and he risked being called a warlock and being taken by the Inquisition and basically killed. So what he did was he masked his visions in quatrains, four-line prose poems, in which he hid the future very carefully so that you wouldn't really understand the quatrain until after the event had occurred.
Some people say that he channeled his prophecies. I think he just went into either a higher state of consciousness or a very deep meditative state. And he was seeing things that he then would write about.
In the centuries after his death, Nostradamus has been credited with predicting everything from the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 and the rise of Hitler in the 1930s to the dropping of the atomic bomb on Hiroshima in 1945.
Nostradamus was able to access information which was not available to any of his contemporaries. As such, he was identified as a visionary, a seer, a prophet, whatever name we want to give him.
But perhaps the biggest unsolved mystery concerning Nostradamus is that no one knows the source of his mysterious powers of prediction. Was he fed futuristic information from a higher spiritual power, like the Oracle of Delphi? Or was he obtaining his uncanny knowledge from an otherworldly or extraterrestrial origin?
We know that he somehow was able to train his brain to really make contact with something out there. Now, science is going to try and give this various names, whether it is zero-point energy, the zero-point field, a different dimension, whatever it is.
Some researchers believe that everything and everyone connects through the zero-point field. We're a collection of electric charges from every thought, action, and event of the past, present, and future is stored.
The zero-point field is thought to be where everything that ever was thought, or every behavior, every action, anything that involved energy was dumped into the field, and still is. It literally contains all information for the infinite time that we have been here.
The concept of the zero-point field rests on the theory that the universe occupies more than just the three spatial dimensions of height, width, and depth. And this evolving concept is known as string theory.
In string theory, there are typically 11 dimensions that are envisioned. They're what we call very small, or wrapped up, or compact. So if these dimensions are sufficiently small and curved and compact, we wouldn't be able to experience moving along them, so we wouldn't know they exist.
But if string theory is, in fact, correct, is it possible that the zero-point field exists in another dimension, one undetected by mankind?